Hi, I'm Robyn. Welcome to my Pilates studio. I am thrilled to be partnering with the Pymble Fun Run, and I'm going to take you through some Pilates mat work exercises that you can do to enhance and support your running journey. So whether you are a seasoned runner or whether you are new to running, you can all do these exercises, and I will talk you through how they will support you as you go. I'm a runner as well, so I do these all the time. Come and join me down on your mat. So you're going to lie down on your back. And what we're going to do is have your knees bent up, your heels in line with your sit bones, and your hands down by your side. We're going to start with some bridges, pressing your arms down and lifting your hips up towards the ceiling. We're trying to start by firing up the glutes and the hamstrings and working that back body. Now there's two ways you can go. Either hinge those hips straight up and hinge down, or you can roll and peel your spine off the mat and roll and peel your spine back down onto the mat. For today, I don't mind. Do whatever feels safest for your back and whatever feels most comfortable to you. Really spread your fingers, spread your toes, coming up and down. That's it, lifting up. We need to have really strong glutes and hamstrings at the back of our body to power up each takeoff step that we do when we're running. And lower down. Of course, we maintain that core connection and control. Each bridge up and lower down. Let's do two more. We lift and we lower, and last one, lifting up. Good. Now you're going to do a little hinge. So you're going to lower your hips down halfway and then pulse back up. Down halfway and up. Down halfway and up. Good. Down and up. And these very small little pulses works on your endurance and gets your muscles really warm. This is a really good one to do before you set out for a run. 4 to go, and 3, and 2, and 1, and then come all the way down. Lovely. Bring your knees and feet together. We're going to continue to evolve this bridging exercise. See how you go. Lift your hips up. It feels a little bit different when your legs are together. Then press your left foot into the ground and float your right leg up off the floor. We call that tabletop. And then step it back down. I like to do this with my feet together because then you feel where you are in space and you can place that foot back down and know that you've got it in the right position. If you have your legs slightly apart, which we can do our bridging and our knee floats there too, it's a little harder to control and you might feel your pelvis rolling around there. So do your best to keep those feet together. It gives you a little bit more control and a little bit more stability. Of course, running is a single leg sport. Yes, you're using both legs, but you're really balancing on one leg all the time. So let's practice balancing on one leg and then do those same little pulses of your hips down and up, keeping the pelvis nice and level. Watch that right hip doesn't drop. 3 to go, and 2, and 1. Place the right foot down, float the left leg up, and repeat. We do about 8. I'm not great at counting, so thereabouts till you feel tired. 2 to go. 1. Place the foot down, lower the hips, and then just hug your knees into your chest. Okay, so you can repeat those variations a few times and then you can move on. Let's have a go now, floating that leg up here into tabletop while the other leg is down on the ground. Let's float opposite arm up towards the ceiling as well. We're then going to take the arm and leg away from the center and bring them back to where they started. Reaching away and return. What we're doing here is working on our slings that work across our body and they act like seat belts. I want your focus to be on your left foot that's pushing down into the ground and your right arm that's pushing down into the ground too. And you feel that lovely connection, that cross body. It's like a seat belt that runs inside your system and it holds you strong. And every time you're running, those little slings are working to stabilize your form. 2 more. Good. And last one. Beautiful. And then we're going to bring arm and leg down. Let's try the other combo. So let's float left leg up, right arm up, and then reach and extend away and come back. Reach and extend away and return. And you might find that one combination, right and left, feels easier or more stable than the other. That's pretty common. We're not always equal, and being able to find that equilibrium and balance can be quite challenging. 2 to go, and one last one. Beautiful. And then you're going to come all the way down. I want you to roll over onto your side, and you can use your hand to either prop your head up, or you can lie down or extend your arm out or pop a pillow there. That's fine too. Let's take our top leg and reach it out nice and long. I'll stay on the mat for you so you can see, and then flex that foot. I want you to find length through that side, but also feel like your waist is being pulled away, so you create a little bit of a gap between your lower back and your mat. You're going to bend your leg up and then kick your heel away from you. Bend it up and kick your heel away. When you bend it up, you maintain that length in your waist. And think about if you were standing up, bringing this leg up. It's kind of like high knees, lifting and kicking that leg away. Beautiful. In and extend out. We bend in and extend out for 3. Good. You should start to feel a bit of fatigue happening in this top glute around the outside edge. That's it. Last one. We're going to hold it out, and then I want you to do tiny little circles. Really flex that foot and push your heel away from you. That's it. Very small little circles. Keep pushing your stabilizing leg down into the ground. That's it. And then we reverse those circles. Getting a little bit of fatigue into our glutes. So in Pilates, we have a few principles that we work with, and some of them are really relevant to running, breathing being one of them. So we often suggest inhaling and exhaling at particular points, and just bend your legs for me. Let's check that your heels are in line with your bottom, and then we're going to lift the top knee up and lower the top knee down, keeping those hips stacked. And here we use our breath, inhale to lift and exhale to close. And if you really focus and concentrate, concentration is another Pilates principle that really helps to support your movement. We have to concentrate when we're running too. Left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. But also just being able to be aware of where your body is in space and move safely. Really important. You should be getting a little bit tired around that glute. 2 more. Nice. And last one. Beautiful. Now, keep your knees together. I want you to float your feet up. Keep your heels touching each other and then repeat those clams. That's it. Just enhances the challenge a little bit. If that doesn't work for you, you can always keep your feet down on the ground. Or if you're feeling like you need a little bit more, you could always pop one of those bands around your thighs, that booty band or a TheraBand you can tie around, and that will just increase your resistance. Good. 2 more. And then last one. Beautiful. And then lower your feet down. Give your bottom a little bit of a pat. It's worked so hard. So before we do the other side, I want you to roll over onto all fours. So here, in your 4-point kneeling position, you've got your hands directly underneath your shoulders and your knees directly underneath your hips. What I'd like you to do is just sink your chest and squeeze your shoulder blades together, and then spread your shoulder blades apart and lift your breastbone up. So we're going to get a little bit of movement here in our upper back, our thoracic spine. So we do use our upper body. I know running is very focused on what our legs are doing, but the arms are working really hard too. So we want to be able to be strong and support our upper body so that those arms can move freely. 3 to go, and 2, and 1. Beautiful. Now what I want you to do is rock your hips back towards your heels, and then spring your body forward, shoulders over wrists. Rocking back and springing forward. Keep pressing your shins down into the bed or into the mat. That's the way. Rocking back. And if your knees or your hips or your glutes feel restricted in any way, just go to where you can. Do your best to keep your bottom wide rather than curling your tail under. I want you to maintain the width of your sit bones and only rock back as far as you don't change that angle. 2 more here. Well done. And last one. Good. Now I want you to tuck your toes under. We're going to still be in this 4-point kneeling position. I want you to press your hands, press your feet into the ground and connect through your core and your center, and then just hover your knees up off the mat and then lower them back down. That's all we're going to do. Breathe in. Exhale. Push your hands, push your feet, hover your knees, and then lower back down. So we're creating a whole body connection here. Energy out through the crown of your head, energy out through your bottom, pressing your feet down into the ground, hovering those knees up. Wrist strength. It is a full body exercise. If that feels okay for you, you can progress. And what I'd like you to try is hovering those knees up, stepping one foot out, the other foot out. Surprise, you're in a plank. One foot in, the other foot in, and then you can lower your knees back down. Have a go doing that again. Breathe in, exhale, hover the knees up, step one foot out, step the other foot out, bring one foot in, other foot in, lower the knees down. You can always just continue stepping out and in and out and in. See how that feels. Breathe in, exhale, hover the knees. We can step out and in and in. We want to stay down quite low and keep the body nice and strong, moving your legs, engaging your tummy, and you can keep those knees up. If you need to bring your knees down each time, you definitely do that. Last one, and then lower those knees. Just sit your bottom back and give your wrists a bit of a shake, bit of a roll around. They take quite a lot of load there too. So what I want you to do now is flip yourself over, come to the other side, lying down. Perhaps you just support your head. I'm going to bring my head up just so I can see you, but absolutely you can come down as well. Top leg is long. Lengthen out through that hip and waist, so we create a little bit of a gap between your lower back and the mat, and then we're going to bend that knee up and then kick your heel away from you. Bend your knee up and then just have a little bit of awareness. Is your top shoulder tensing up or is it relaxed? You want to keep it away from your ear. You want to keep the space between your hip and your rib cage really long. As much space there as you can. We don't want to hike that hip up. Bend into your knee. Heel reaches away. Good work. And reach. We go for 3. Good. And 2. Nice. Last one. Reach away and stay. We've got our little circles here. That's it. The circles are about the size of an orange, no bigger. Just moving that leg around inside the hip socket, reaching your heel away from you. Strength, stability, mobility. That's what we're aiming for. Let's reverse the circles. So whether you are doing the 2K fun run or the 5K fun run, or if you like to run much further than that, all of these exercises will help to support you through your running journey. Whether you are new or you've been doing this for ages, it's never too late or too early to pick up these skills and exercises and bend them in. And as you can see, you don't need anything, just your body and the floor, a mat, a rolled up towel, anything that works. Let's do our little clams, lifting up. Good. And I really find for my own body, I came to running much later. I've always done Pilates and always worked with movement, but coming to running has been something that I've done much later in life. And I really think that through the strength and stability that I've got from Pilates, I've been able to adapt quite well to running, and my body seems to be fairly stable, and I try and maintain my practice of my Pilates so that I can stay injury free, and that's so important, particularly if you start training for bigger events, longer distance. 2 more here. Staying injury-free is key, so adding these in definitely helps. Lift those feet up, keep your heels connected, and then we do our little clams. You might want to think of them as butterfly wings. That works too. Good work. External rotation without rolling back off the hips. So the movement just is that leg inside the hip socket. Well done. 4 to go. And 3. And 2. And 1. It doesn't matter how many times you've done those exercises, they work the butt really well. So you're going to come back up onto all fours now. And what I want you to do is explore sending your left leg back. You can tuck your toes under, and then you're just going to point and flex. Each time you reach your heel back, you get a little bit of a calf stretch, but what I'm working on here is the range and mobility in your ankle. We need our ankles to be able to adapt and adjust, because you never know quite what surface you're going to be landing on, and that ability to negotiate the floor underneath you without rolling your ankle is partly due to your ankle strength, but also your core stability. So here we're going to work on both. So if your left leg is back, I want you to now reach your right arm forward, and then we're going to float up and down, rock forward, rock back, float up and down, rock forward, rock back. So we're working on that core stability. The other thing that's really great about doing this opposite arm and leg is it helps to stabilize your sacroiliac joint, which in a lot of people, if you've never heard of it, it can be known as SIJ. And you can get a little bit of instability and a little bit of pain deep into the pelvis. And you might find that doing this really helps bring that back together. 2 more. And then last one. Beautiful. And then let's try the other side. So extend right leg, and just rock forwards and backwards. Luckily, we've only got 2 legs, because I get very confused between the right and the left, and there's only 2 of them. So you might find that one calf is a lot looser, one ankle might have way more range. That's why it's really nice to do them separately. We can progress and do some standing calf work, but we're just going to keep to a nice mat class here. And then let's extend the left arm. So we're going to rock back and forward, then we float up and down, rocking back and forward, float up, touch down, rock the heel back, point the toe, float up and down, rock back and forward, float up and down. 2 more. Good work. And last one. Beautiful. So now we're going to lie down on our tummies. What I want you to do is to bring your hands underneath your shoulders here. Your legs are relaxed behind you, and just give your bottom a little bit of a wiggle so you're not gripping or tensing in your lower back. We're going to work on our extension. So you're going to press your hands into the mat, elbows are behind you. Breathe in and start to lift your chest up. Imagine there's a little Malteser under your nose, and you're rolling that Malteser forward to the front edge of your mat, and then you lower your body down. Now the whole idea is that the spine stays in alignment. So as you press down, what we don't want to see is lifting the chin up like this. And you can even hear in my voice, as I do that, I can't really talk properly, which means I can't really breathe properly, which means it's not doing any good for my body. So we want to keep the chin in and the back of the neck nice and long. That way, our breath can travel through our body much better. And lowering down. Inhale to lift. And exhale to lower. And we want to work on this extension range, because we spend a lot of our life flexed forward, hunched over screens or shopping or washing, or I don't know, everything seems to be forward in front of us, and we never really exercise that extension range. And when we're running, Yes, we want to be able to see the floor, but we certainly don't want to be looking down. We want to be looking ahead. So interlace your fingers behind your back now. Breathe in, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then lower the chest down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Breathe in to lift. Breathe out to lower. 2 more. And last one. Well done. Bringing yourself back up, pushing yourself with your hands. So those are just a few exercises to get you moving and get you warmed up in all the right places before you do a run. And I really believe that if you use those, it will enhance your performance. Good luck, have fun. I will see you at the fun run.